Ukraine's second-largest nuclear power station is under Russian missile threat, even as warnings of a nuclear disaster are causing international horror at its largest plant.
There's just been a dramatic air raid siren. Do you know what the threat was then?
Yes, we received information from the military that the air raid alert was for the danger of overflying or launching missiles by aircraft.
Can we carry on or do we have to go down again?
There are planes over Crimea with guided missiles on board. Nobody knows where they will fly.
Let's go. Down again. So the director's just said that they've got information that aircraft have been seen in Crimea. They're in this oblast, this province, or are heading in this direction, so they pose an immediate threat. This is something that happens several times a day. Very often they say the sirens are almost back to back.
The director is told that the Russian aircraft crossing the Dnieper have fired missiles. Ukraine's military are tracking them, trying to figure out if his nuclear power station is the target.
Welcome.
This monitor shows that background radiation remains normal. Working in this bunker has become a new normal for the teams running the South Ukraine nuclear power plant. The maintenance of Ukraine's 4 power plants and 15 nuclear reactors is stressed.
Part of the factory that produced spare parts were bombed by Russian army. That is, at the moment, there is nowhere to make some types of spare parts.
And Russia has stored army trucks in Zaporizhia's turbine hall. It's identical to South Ukraine's turbine. Both use highly explosive nitrogen as a coolant. Fire here could be disastrous, and Russia is accused of shelling the plant, which it denies. This man worked at Zaporizhia under Russian occupation but fled in June.
The Russians shoot at the territory of the plant, where the storage facility for solid waste is, where the dry storage facility for nuclear fuel is.
At least 3 Russian missiles have been recorded flying over the South Ukraine plant. Back above ground, the director is amazed by Russia's threats to Ukraine's nuclear industry.
They were so smart, they shelled the nuclear power plant. Either the military was not aware of the danger, or they did it on purpose.
But as this plant generates 10% of Ukraine's electricity and Zaporizhia up to 20%, there's no wonder that both are such tempting targets.
Now, the IAEA does have a permanent presence in the form of CCTV monitoring at that power station, and it visits at least once a year for physical inspections. There's hope that perhaps the agency might be able to get something similar up and running in Zaporizhia. Pamela?